Okay gamers, this is Daniel and welcome to another beta this. This will be all about Secret World, the beta weekend this past weekend. I'm just going to have a few of the mechanics that I recorded and put on here, so it's not going to be anything highly extensive. It'll just be quick go-overs of different things they've put into the game. It's not a game I'll be picking up to play and subscribe to, but by the looks of it, they've already set it up for the possibility of a free-to-play model, which was really smart on their idea. So, yeah, as we'll go through this, I'll be going over combat, the skill mechanics. This is a classless and levelless game, so there is no levels, no classes. It's based upon completely how you design your character in putting in skill points and what they call anima points. But I'll be going over that shortly. Like I said, I'll go over the combat. I'll show you the questing system. It's not much different from any other MMO other than how you accept them. And then there is some DDO elements. I believe Dungeons & Dragons had it. There's actually puzzles within the game that you can solve. Now Rift tried to do this, and they do have some really hard puzzles in Rift, but you have to actually find them. It's actually implemented as a part of the game in this. So, other than that, I will go over everything else that I can that I got on the beta weekend. I unfortunately did not get the character customization, though there is not much to the character customization as far as the look of your character. There is different hairstyles, skin color, eye color. That's about it. A lot of characters are going to look the same in that. The only thing that's going to change is the gear management. Like, the only thing, all the stuff you equip that actually helps you is non-cosmetic. It doesn't show up on your character except your weapons. The only thing that shows on your character that you have equipped is your weapons. Otherwise, your gear is cosmetic completely. It doesn't help you. Like the stuff that shows on you. That's where the free-to-play I think is going to come in, is where if they have to implement free-to-play, they'll implement new gear, things that you can buy and purchase, and so on. But yeah, I'll go over the gear sets. I didn't record anything with the gear management, but you get three major talismans, which basically are your waist, maybe 2 rings, a necklace. I can't remember which are set up. And then you get 3 minor talismans, a head talisman, basically your helm, and then you get 2 weapon slots, main hand and offhand. It's simple, easy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, and I'll stop talking about this. Let's go. So just to start out, I'll go over the premise of the story really fast. Secret World is three of the secret societies that hunt down, track, and kill demons or other entities of just mythical proportions. Now, at some point, I'm sure Cthulhu, I'm sure there's other people that are going to say that differently, but whatever. He'll probably make an appearance eventually in this game, just as an example of the creatures I'm talking about. Now, they go by the Templars, which is the beta weekend. Is all you could be was a Templar, and it's only got the one area in it. And then they have the Illuminati and the Dragon. I'm sure you've heard of the Templar and the Illuminati. I actually hadn't heard of the Dragon, so I honestly am not sure if they're an actual society, but I'm sure they are, considering they're going pretty in-depth with the lore and everything with these secret societies and that. So, aside from that, like I said, it is a classless, levelless game. The game starts out with you sleeping, and a bug enters your body, and you basically choke on it, but whatever, he swallows it. And then he lights his coat on fire, getting up to put it on. Now, as it progresses throughout the week, doing different days and showing him gaining more, showing the character gain more control over the powers that he has been given. At first, he's just exploding inside the room in fire and destroying the room, all kinds of fun stuff. So after that, the Templars come to you and recruit you. I'm sure it happens the same way with the Illuminati and the Dragon. Just the only thing that I have been able to see is the Templars. So, from here, I will show you the talent system and the skill point system, how that works. The questing is like any other MMO. You take quests, you go do them. There is some certain elements to them that are different from other MMOs. Like they do have puzzles. On some quests, you actually have to think a little bit or be observant and look around. There's going to be a lot of people asking for help in this game because some people aren't the most observant. So on to talents. Now, the way this works is since there's no class and levels, you get 2 styles of points as you work your way through the experience bar and complete quests. You get anima points, which basically allow you to buy abilities. And the way the screen works is as you move through, you basically pick your weapon at the beginning of the game. There's like a little training room you go through. You can test out weapons. Each weapon has a certain range, some being melee, some being mid-range, some being mid to melee. Like the shotgun is not mid-range, it's not melee, but it's in between there. And then they got like straight spellcaster type talismans that you can use to just cast spells. One being more of a close combat type magic where you just use magic in your hands to make your punches stronger and such. Then they got the longer casting where you use a book, you use blood magic or just elemental magic. Then there's anything from assault rifles, sniper rifles, hammers, swords, fist weapons, all kinds of fun stuff you can actually go through. Now, as this talent screen works, you get, I believe, 6 active abilities. The active abilities being the ones you can use while you fight. Now, this game is it has a semi sort of true action combat. You don't need to aim for anything. It just hits them. But like AoE things you can actually move out of. But you don't need to be standing still in order to cast. You can move while casting. So it's sort of a mixture between, if you've seen the stuff for Guild Wars 2, and a mixture of what WoW is now. You can't move while casting in WoW, but you can in Guild Wars 2. But Guild Wars 2 you can actually dodge away from things, where in this one you really can't. So yeah, aside from that, the active abilities, I think you get 6 actives and then 1 elite. Elite being skills, when you look at the different tiers of each area, you have to collect all the skills in each tier. Now, there's a lot of stuff here you can get. Potentially, you can have everything in the game, every skill, but that will take a long, long time. Now, each thing having its own amount of points to buy. Once you get to the bottom, that will be an elite skill for each tier. Now, as you get to other tiers, you can get different elite skills that will have different sections and such. So after that, I mean, that's basically how the anima screen works. You get the passive abilities through the different tiers as well. Some of them will be active, some of them will be passive. They're in the same line, though. You'll just have to purchase them. And then you work around with what you want, with how you want to work your character and what you're using at the time. They do have gear set up to where you can have different loadouts. I think it might work for the anima screen as well, but I'm not sure on that. I know it works for gear, but that's about it. So off to we go skills. Now the skill points being the other points you get in this that you can spend towards, basically it's bonuses towards your weapons and your talismans, aka the gear that actually give you bonuses in the game towards health and defense and such. Now, technically, I don't know how the dungeons work because really I guess there are tanks like the two-hand users, or can also put towards defense, and they can probably attract more attention with AoE attacks and such, but I haven't really been able to get into anything up to now. I don't think it was in this beta weekend, but we'll see. Anyways, onto the skill thing. Each weapon has 2 different basically things they can put in towards either damage, support, or healing. Now, if you're going towards healing, you'll get a bonus towards healing if you have an ability that heals you when you hit. More damage towards an ability, or support, like if you're adding support to abilities that you're casting on other party members. You just have to spend a certain amount of skill points to move it up a tier, and then once it fills up, you move on to another one. But it takes a lot of points to actually get things moving. The skill points come a lot slower than anima points. You get a lot more anima points than you do skill points. So you have to be a little more picky with your skill points when it comes to what you're spending them on. Really, the skill points are about the easiest part of the game. I mean, it's like the anima screen, except you just have to be more picky. Now on to combat! Now, as you'll see here, the fact that it is your standard hotkey based MMO. I mean, given you can't have 20 buttons up at once, all you have are your standard 6 and I think the 1 elite, or you can have 7. I'm not honestly sure. I think you might have to have 1 elite and then you can only have 6 regular skills. But as you can see, you don't need to move. You don't need to stand still to cast. You can move around freely. Just there really is no escaping getting hit regardless, unless they start doing an AoE attack and they miss because you move out of the way of it. That's the only way you're not going to get hit by an attack. Otherwise, it's basically going to hit you. Some guns in that you're able to fire freely without a target, but that equals up to basically an AoE attack. So, aside from that, I mean, everyone's seen this combat before, other than the fact that you can actually move around while you cast, and it's pretty simple. Kill things, boom, boom, down they go, collect your loot, win-win. But we're going to move on to another part. I almost forgot to show you. The puzzle stuff of Secret World, usually they're instanced. I think there are a few that are uninstanced, but besides that, it's interesting the fact they would actually add this. I mean, it's kind of annoying at times because it's instant death if you screw up, so you have to kind of maneuver your way through. Like in this one, they have cameras. If you get seen, it just explodes the room more or less in fire and you instantly die. You just release, restarts you back at the beginning of the instance for you to try again. That's kind of the only thing I've run into so far is the camera thing. Besides that, I mean, they have a couple other puzzles. There was a quest out in the world that you had to follow sewer symbols with the Illuminati emblem on it, and the way the Illuminati symbol was pointed, you have to follow it to a certain area, but it doesn't really, it sort of tells you that, but it doesn't direct you towards it, so you have to figure it out yourself. So that was kind of cool. I like that. That was a neat little change to questing. So I hope this game makes it, but seeing as it's subscription basis, I can't see myself doing it. If it goes free to play, I would definitely play the hell out of this game. So until next time, they do have a beta weekend coming up this weekend. Hopefully I can get into it, but I can't guarantee it. So until next time, this is Daniel. Have yourselves a good one.